morning. It's so inspiring to be skipping class to be part of a national teach-in against the budget cuts with all of you all. And I think what we've learned is that the attack is not just hitting Madison, Wisconsin, it's also hitting Ohio, it's hitting Indiana, it's hitting California, New York, Rhode Island, and right here in Massachusetts. Everywhere in the country, the rich are attempting to force workers and students to pay for the economic crisis that they created. Are we gonna let them? No. Are you ready to fight back? Like many people here, I was incredibly inspired by the revolutions and rebellions in the Middle East and North Africa that were sweeping the entire region and a growing list of other countries, but I still wondered, can it happen here in the United States? Can we actually fight back and stand up and fight back like students in Great Britain and workers in the Middle East? And then I went to Madison, Wisconsin, and I realized we can fight back, and it's actually happening now, and it's spreading across the country. The spirit in Madison was incredibly electrifying, and just to give you a sense of it, for the first time in my life, I got a taste of what it actually looks like to have a left-wing political culture in this country and working-class solidarity. And the things that I've only read about in history books, and I've thought, oh, this can never happen in the 21st century, it can never happen in the United States. That's what it actually looks like. In Madison, in every single store window, there's a sign with this image on it. That says, unite, stand up, fight back, solidarity with the workers, solidarity with Madison. This is what democracy looks like. Every single car that passes by the state capitol honks the beat to the protest chant. This is what democracy looks like. And there were parents who came from all over the state with their children. I saw parents with babies, 2 babies on their backs who couldn't even walk, who were chanting, "This is what democracy looks like," in the demonstration. And they're already getting a taste of what their own power looks like, which is incredibly inspiring. And for 2 weeks in the state capitol, it was which is usually this edifice of power and corporate greed, was completely under people's control. Thousands of workers and students were occupying it and self-organized a fully functioning 24-hour daycare center, medic station, charging station to charge electronics, food distribution center, free stores, et cetera, for basic needs. I don't know if people heard that a local pizza place in Madison, which I've heard stole the recipe from Antonio's, by the way, was donating pizza throughout the entire weeks-long demonstrations only to protesters, and people could call in from all around the world. People called in from Afghanistan, from Haiti, 2 countries that were militarily occupying, and as well as Egypt, to donate pizzas to these demonstrators. And I think that's what international solidarity actually looks like. I think it was incredibly inspiring to see people actually proud to be members of the working class, and to fight back and to reject the idea that it's greedy unions who are the cause of this crisis. It's not greedy unions who are, demanding amazing things like healthcare and basic rights. It's actually the rich in this country. Most corporations, 2/3 of corporations in the United States, don't pay federal income taxes. That's insane. And so I think we want to counter the strategy of the right wing and the rich in this country to solve the economic crisis, which has historically been to put it on our backs and students' backs and working class backs and make us pay for this crisis, and say that the solution actually is 3 simple words: tax the rich. That's what we should be doing. That's where our money is going to come from in Massachusetts and Wisconsin, all around the world. And do people know that our military budget this year is $700 billion? That's where our money for education needs to be coming from. We need to pull the troops out of the Middle East and actually spend that money on funding education and healthcare in the United States. And I think this is not an attack just by Republicans, and it's an attack by the rich and the wealthy in this country, by Democrats and Republicans alike. In New York and Massachusetts, we know all too well, Deval Patrick is passing huge budget cuts to education. And I think we have to say, are we going to take that? Are we going to take the attack on working class and student living standards? Are we going to take the fact that we won't be able to afford education? No, we have to fight back. And I think this is where it starts. And I want to end, and I promise I'm wrapping up on this. I was looking at the recent issue of Market Watch magazine, which is not by any means a left-wing media source. And I think we have to learn something from what it said. I quote, they said, "Yes, tax the super rich, tax them now, before the other 99% rise up and trigger a new American revolution." So I never thought I'd be saying I'd be taking advice from Market Watch magazine. But I think that it's incredibly insightful, and I think we have to say, yes, we need to tax the super rich in this country, but let's not leave it at that. Let's not just leave it at fighting back. Let's actually fight for a society that puts human need before corporate greed. And I think we have to start learning to be like Madison and start fighting back in Massachusetts. So I just want to end by sharing this chant that I learned in Madison, which I think is exactly what our movement should be fighting for. And it goes like this, and I hope you do it with me. We can fix the deficit. Tax, tax, tax the rich.